Hello and welcome to another Vintage Cube Draft video. We are going straight into the pack, and the card that I'm looking at in this pack for me is Oko, Thief of Crowns, and Wheel of Fortune. Those are the two cards that really stand out to me. There's Displacer Kitten, which I know combos with certain things, but certainly not something that I want to take over Wheel and Oko. I think I'm just going to go ahead and start out with the Oko. This is just a card that's going to be good in any deck that you draft. And I think if you like going the draw 7 route, Wheel of Fortune is also certainly a defensible pick. But I am a fan of this very, very powerful Planeswalker. Coming into pack number 2, we have the choice between, I believe, Birds of Paradise, there's a Gitaxian Probe, a Lotus Petal, and a Scalding Tarn. So if I knew that I wanted to be a green-based deck, then I would take the Birds of Paradise. But we're not entirely sure if that's the case. We can certainly start with Birds of Paradise into Oko, but I'm also looking at Scalding Tarn. If I was heavier green, Court of Garenbrig would also be a consideration, but fetch lands are incredible, and I generally don't necessarily want to be a green-based deck to start. I'd rather just take fetches and be able to splash the Oko instead of just playing Birds of Paradise into Oko. So Scalding Tarn is going to leave me a little bit more open here, so I'm going to take that over the Birds of Paradise, recognizing that if I am in green, the Birds of Paradise is a stronger card. And now we're looking at a pack with Esika's Chariot, Cryptic Command, and I think Prismatic Vista as the cards to consider out of this pack. I do like me a Cryptic Command. It is a pretty heavy commitment to blue though, which I don't necessarily want to commit to right now. Esika's Chariot is okay, but you know what? I'm a sucker for fetch land, so I'm going to take the Vista here. I do like Command and Chariot. There are plenty of 4-mana win conditions or spells that you can take. I think starting with Vista and Tarn with Oko means we can kind of do whatever and just start looking to take really, really powerful cards when we get it. And now we're taking Fable the Mirror Breaker. And this is great. We have the Tarn and the Vista. It's going to be easy to cast. Fable is the best or maybe the second best red card in the cube. I think it's close between Fable the Mirror Breaker and Ragavan. I'm a Fable fan myself, but I don't generally draft aggro as often as others. But I'm very, very happy taking the Fable the Mirror Breaker. And with our start right now, if we table something like a Leyline Binding, that's something that would certainly be a good option in the deck that we have right now. Moving on to this pack. Ooh, are we going to have a little Super Friends action going here? There is a Jace the Mind Sculptor. There's also Expressive Iteration, and Expressive Iteration might just be the better card. Jace is good. It does require a heavy commitment to blue. We could just be kind of a blue-red shell. There's also a Bayou, but it doesn't do much for us right now. So I think I'm just interested in taking one of the good spells here. There's also Temple. Temple Garden and Bayou are the two lands that Scalding Tarn can't fetch for. There's also Chrome Mox, though. You know what? I actually take that back. There's a Jace in Iteration, but with Fable and Oko, I am very, very interested in Chrome Mox here. Fast mana is really, really important in this format. Being able to play that Fable on turn 2 or that Oko in turn 2 is really, really strong. Little shift there right at the last second. Old me slams that Jace. This pack has not a lot. It's a fairly weak pack. I think I'm just going to maybe take a Sakura Tribelder here over basically nothing. There's a Concealed Courtyard, but I'll just take the Tribelder here in case we end up going some kind of a 4 or 5 color green deck. Again, this pack is fairly weak. There's a Storm-Carved Coast, which is a decent duel, given that we have a Fable of the Mirror Breaker and an Oko here as well. I'm not super interested in taking this Questing Druid right now. There is a Dragon's Rage Channeler and a Chain Lightning, however. Now, the DRC can be nice if we're looking to be more of an aggro tempo-based shell, but I'm not sure where we're going to end up. But I do note that I want to play Fable, and I do like cheap, efficient removal. So I think I'm just going to take the Chain Lightning out of this pack. And again, we can kind of end up anywhere, but we have Chain Lightning, we have Fable, we have Oko. That's a really solid start. Here we have the option between Endurance, which if we're heavier green can be okay. Bloodtithe Harvester is fine, but I mean, if we're all the colors, I mean, unless we're red-black based, obviously not something you want to splash. If you're looking to discard cards with Reanimator stuff, that could be okay. So I think it's really between Shorakai Genesis Engine as a card advantage engine. I know we don't have any white just yet, or Endurance. I think I'm going to take Endurance. I just like the card a lot in general. Green might be open, but I think I just always like having cards that are good against Reanimator strategies, and it's just good against aggro too. Just a 3-mana, 3/4 flash reach card. So I do like Shorakai, but it is a little bit slow, so probably not necessary. Here I'm pretty happy taking a Stomping Ground over Green Sun Zenith. There's a Garruk in the pack as well. But we have a Scalding Tarn here, so now Scalding Tarn gets us blue, red, and green mana. Which is nice, because right now, what are we, like a red-green deck splashing Oko for now? This pack has a Blightsteel Colossus, a Tameshi. Tameshi is cool if we get something like a Black Lotus. I'm not really interested in Voldaren Epicure. You know what? I'm just going to take a Nature's Claim. I think just having good artifact hate in the sideboard is always a welcome addition. And ooh, I'm happy with the Seeka's Chariot tabling. I just like this card. It just puts a lot of permanence onto the battlefield. So happy enough taking that. The Troll of Khazad-dûn is an excellent card, especially if you're playing the Reanimator strategy. But we don't have any black cards just yet, and we have some green cards. So we'll take the Chariot here over Tarmogoyf and a Troll. It's just a completely fine threat to play. And here, you know, if our mana's good enough, we can certainly just play Omnath if we get enough fetches. We have a couple of fetches already. So I think that's better than taking the other lands here. But it's a little bit more of a stretch on the mana to be able to play something like this. And here we have Temple Garden versus Expressive Iteration. And are we playing Iteration on the splash, or do we take Temple Garden? You know what? I'm going to take Temple Garden here. We have the Omnath. If we get some other fetches, I think we can make it work. And it looks like we're going to be kind of more of a green-based deck. And if we're going to be more of a green-based deck, I'm not a big fan of Courser. We could maybe play it. But if we're going to be a green-based deck, then playing Iteration on kind of a red splash, blue splash is not the most exciting thing. I like being kind of a blue-red base if possible for the Iteration. So I think I like the idea of Temple Garden, given that we have the Omnath and we have the chance of picking up some fetches. This pack has, at least for me, considering we're not necessarily a blue base just yet, we have Zagoth Triome, which gets us blue, green, and potentially black. So Scalding Tarn now gets us blue, green, black, and red, which is pretty exciting. And there's also Teferi here of Dominaria. We don't have any white just yet. I mean, we do have the Temple Garden, I guess. But I think we can find enough expensive ways to win that I'd rather just make sure I shore up my mana here and take the Triome, because it goes really well with our Scalding Tarn. This pack is interesting because there is a Crucible of Worlds and we have a couple of fetches already, but I don't think I'm going to take it here in this pack. There's a Tamiyo. Previously we drafted a sick Time Walk deck that took advantage of Tamiyo, which was really nice. We could take Counterspell. We could be blue-green splash red. That's possible. Counterspell is just a good card. There's an Overgrown Tomb, but we already have kind of the Zagoth Triumph, so I don't think I'm going to take that. And then there's also Sheldock Isle. Now, this deck's not drawing a ton of cards, so I think I'd rather maybe just have something like a Counterspell. Counterspell is just... You know what? Magda's also good. Is it Magda? What if we just kind of lean more into the... Blue didn't seem super open, and I think Magda is just quite decent. It's really nice with the Seeka's Chariot as well. It's weird, but I'm gonna take it. I've been enjoying kind of drafting some of these kind of mid-range decks too. So if we're kind of a Gruul mid-range deck with Magda and Chariot splashing Oko, possibly Omnath, that could be a thing. Here we have not a whole lot. There is Aspara's Headquarters. So if I take Spara's Headquarters, the Scalding Tarn successfully gets us everything. Right? I don't care too much about the FTK or the Carnosaur here. So then Scalding Tarn becomes a land that gets us 5 cards. And then the Omnath becomes more of a consideration. So yeah. I mean, this pack's also quite weak. So now we have a couple of Triomes. So maybe some of the domain cards could also be something that we're interested in. This pack has... So what are we? Kind of right now we're looking at possibly a red-green base deck with a touch of blue and some other colors. Torsten is nice if you can find a way to cheat it in, which we currently don't have. There is a Scrubland in the pack, which is something that we can consider, or also a Fire Ice. Now, we don't have anything to fetch with the Scrubland, and it's the double off-color land, so I don't think I want to take that. I think I want to just take a spell that's going to be pretty decent for my deck. So, do I want to take Talisman of Conviction as a ramp spell or Fire Ice? I just like Fire Ice in general. It's not overly powerful, but it's a nice little role player. I'll take the Fire Ice out of that pack. And this pack now has a Grist. How easy is it for us to cast Grist? We have a Prismatic Vista with a potential Swamp, that's 2, a Zagoth Triome, and a Scalding Tarn. So that's 4 black sources for a possible Grist. On-color cards include Umizawa's Jite and Glorybringer, and I think these cards are good enough where I probably just don't need to take the Grist. The question is this a Jite deck or is this a Glorybringer deck? We don't have a ton of creatures right now. We have the Magda, the Fable. They both seem decent. This one I'm not entirely sure on, but I've seen Jite just single-handedly win a lot of different games. So I'm going to just take the cheaper card. Glorybringer is good, but we still have the opportunity to take a bunch of other big hasty dragons if they show up. Here I'm going to take a Flame Slash, just like Chain Lightning, nice, cheap, good, efficient removal spell. I do like Once Upon a Time as well, but 1 mana removal spells are kind of premium, so I'm happy enough taking the Flame Slash in kind of our red-green base deck. Here, there's a Watery Grave that doesn't do a whole lot for us. There is a Scalding Tarn, so it is an untapped source, but there's Delighted Halfling. There's also Sentinel of the Nameless City, which beats pretty hard, and there's an Oliphant, and we have a Stomping Ground to get. But I love the Delighted Halfling. I mean, we have Oko, Omnath, Asika's Chariot. It's a 1-mana creature. This is something that I'm happy having into my deck because now it looks like we are moving kind of more towards that Gruul-based strategy. Not really too interested in Brea's Apprentice. Is Sylvan Library good here? We're a little bit light and playable, so, I mean, there's also an Indatha Triome. Does a Scalding Tarn do anything with that? No. We don't have that many black or white cards. We have a couple of fetches. So yeah, let's just take Sylvan here. I think it's worse than it used to be, but I think it's still something that I could potentially play in this deck. Titan of Industry is not something I'm really excited about. I guess I'll maybe take the top, but this is probably not the best top deck, so I'm just going to kind of put it off to the side here. Again, we're kind of a green-red deck, splashing blue. There's a Territorial Kavu. Again, don't knock it. Look, I was on the side of trying to do all the broken things, but look, we have some fetches, we have 2 shocks, we have 2 tri-lands. I think Territorial Kavu is just going to be a nice little beater in this deck. Thieving Skydiver is also decent, but because it's on the splash, I just like the consistency of being able to play the Kavu earlier. There's a Razorverge Stickin, but I think I'm just going to take FTK here. What's my white situation looking like? 1, 2, 3, 4? 4 white sources? Alright, I'll take FTK. Here, I guess I'll just take the Scrubland just in case we can get like a nice fetch situation here. And now we do have the combo here. Mystic Forge goes really well with Sensei's Divining Top. But if I don't have any other artifacts, it's still probably not something I'm interested in. There's a Terra Sunder. Ooh, an Oliphant Tabled. I do like this card. So right now, Oliphant only gets us red and green mana, which is still fine, because randomly in the late game, it can still do something. I like kind of putting the Oliphant in the land slot here. So that gives us currently 6, 9, 12, 15 cards. Terra Sunder could also be playable. Obviously, I'd only really want to play it if I can play black mana in my deck. But what do we have here? I don't see any standout green or red cards. There's a Llanowar Elves that looks okay. There's a Blood Crypt, but we don't have any black cards. There's a Hallowed Fountain that we can fetch with Scalding Tarn. There's also Duress. Now, Duress is a premium hand disruption spell. Do I take it and try to get the mana to work? Right now, I have a Vista, a Scalding Tarn to get a Zagoth Triome, and a Scrubland. So that's 4. I'm going to take the Duress here and just try to figure out my mana as we go. Here we have Othari, which is pretty notable. Othari is a nice card. But there's also Flooded Strand, and Flooded Strand gets us white, black, blue, green. So it's a quad land. I mean, that just seems so good to pass up on. Othari is good, but again, I don't know that it's that much better than like a Goldspan Dragon if we get something along those lines. And our mana is still like a little bit shaky. There's a lot of good cards in here, but I think our mana is going to be so great if we take this Flooded Strand that we can just, after we take this Flooded Strand, we can just take the best card that we see in every pack. So let's take the Flooded Strand here. Oh, Strip Mine. Polluted Delta. There's a brain freeze. We can't take that, though. Now, do I just take Strip Mine or do I just take Delta here? Polluted Delta gets us blue, black, white, green. Blue, black, white, green. Okay, it doesn't get us red, but I mean, it's still just amazing, right? I mean, the thing is, if I don't have I don't have a way to get back Strip Mine. Like if I had a Crucible or a Renin 6, that would be one thing. But I think for our deck to work, now this Duress is basically free. So I'm happy enough taking the Polluted Delta out of this pack. And now, by the way, our Omnath looks awesome. We have 4 fetches. We have 4 fetches to go with our Omnath. So I'm really, really happy about that. Here we have Kaito is decent value. There's a Lotus Cobra, which ramps us, but our curve isn't super high. So I'm not too interested, I don't think, in the Lotus Cobra here, but I do love me a Fire Covenant. I don't really like Uro that much in general. We do have a lot of cheap things to do, but I think Fire Covenant is awesome here. We have, with the fetches that we took, we now have, even if we just play 1 swamp, we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black sources in our deck. So I think Fire Covenant is a welcome removal spell to play in our current configuration. And there's a Goldspan. I do love me a Goldspan Dragon. I kind of just want to take it over Miscalculation. There's a Snuff Out in the pack too, and there's a Gut. Is this a good Gut deck? I have Magda, but that's it. I do also have a Chrome Mox. But and there's also some Esika's Cherub. I am a little bit lower though, personally, on Gut than others. So I'm probably not going to take it. In which case, it's really the question of, do I want Goldspan Dragon versus Snuff Out? I am a big fan of Goldspan Dragon. It's nice with Magda. Do we have enough removal? 1, 2, 3, Fire Covenant 4, FTK 5. I think I'm really interested in a hasty threat. I do recognize Snuff Out is good, but in this one might be not the best pick, but I am a big fan of Goldspan Dragon, so I'm just going to take it out of that pack. I am not 100% confident that that's correct. Here it's between Steam Vents, Fiery Confluence, and Breeding Pool. How good is the Breeding? The Breeding Pool seems really nice. I mean, we don't have that many blue cards, but what does it do for us? Our fetches, it gets us green, basically. Untapped green. There's also Steam Vents, which is also nice. Actually, I think I just need playables at this point, and I think my mana is pretty good. If anything, I would take Steam Vents, because then that makes my Oliphant get a blue source. But we have our colors are good, and I do love having Fiery Confluence in my deck. And I think now we're at the point where we should really look towards, rounding out our deck with playable cards. Oh, this Terra Sunder is also getting in. This pack has a Raminap Excavator, which is kind of cool with the fetches. If we took the Strip Mine, I would have taken it. There's also Titania, which is pretty decent with the fetches, but I mean, it's okay. There's no Zuranorb or anything. There's also Llanowar Elves, and there's Palantir of Orthanc. Do I want to take Llanowar Elves? I think I want some card draw, so I'm going to take the Palantir out of this pack. Then now we just take a creature land out of this pack. I think I like the creature land over Rauder's Firebreath. I think this is a pretty easy Raging Ravine for us. And hold on, let me just count my playables. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. We'll be fine. Gonna take a Blood Crypt out of this pack. Very happy about that. And Council Judgment is a little too hard to cast. We can just take the Raptor. Thoughts on the Rampaging Raptor? I've heard some folks really like this card. It's kind of a questing beast light, but it does just get in there. And our deck, it's not the most aggressive, but we have a good amount of creatures in this deck. 22 cards. Could play the Courser, maybe to top. We have 5 fetch effects in this deck, so that's a consideration. I don't really want to play this combo though. Yeah, the 4 fetches with the Sylvan is very nice. The Titania was the thing that we were considering earlier, but I think we'll be okay. I'm not really interested in Escape to the Wild, so I'll just take the Jetmir's Garden. I'm sure, look, there's too much math to be done here. I'm sure it makes our mana good. This is interesting. With all the fetches, is it Uro? I'm not that interested in Robber the Rich, I don't think. It could be Kaito. It's Kaito or Uro, but with 4 fetch lands and an Oliphant and some triomes, yeah, let's take the Uro there just as something to do late game. I'll take a Concealing Curtains maybe as a sideboard card. I'm not super high on Augur of Autumn, and I already have a Courser of Crufix if I want to do something like that. I don't think I really want to be spending mana every turn topping, because my deck's a little bit more on the proactive side. So I think I'm not going to play it. Ooh, I do like the Oddity. We have a lot of 4s though. Maybe we don't play the FTK. We could call Terra Sunder's like a 2-drop a lot of the time, right? My only concern is I have Prismatic Vista and Sakura Tribe-Elder, but we're not going to be playing a whole bunch of basics. I mean, look at our mana base here. Oh, last pick Llanowar. That's probably making it in the deck too. Okay, pretty happy about that as well. So, yeah, I think we drafted a nice little mid-range deck. Been having some fun, just making sure I have rock solid mana with just good threats and good cheap interaction and some decent top end win conditions. So, I think this one turned out okay, but we'll see it when the deck gets laid out. I will say, when you take all the lands, look at our sideboard. We have 5 cards in our sideboard. Okay. So I do tend to count Chrome Mox as a mana source because just because you can mox something away and you will almost always have something to mox away. Let's do this. Probably don't need to play Courser. Although Courser is interesting with all the fetches. We can put Fable here, Oko here, Uro down here, this goes here, this goes up here. Alright, so I think we have enough interaction, so we'll have FTK in the board, and we're kind of heavy on the 4s. I do like the Omnath with all the fetch lands that we have. Now, I want to try out this Rampaging Raptor. I think because we're not going to be having too many basics, I kind of want to cut this Tribe Elder, which is a little bit weird. So let's just add mana to our deck. Put this all in here, and I assume it all works out. Okay, I had to pause really quick because I had to get out like a little notepad and do all the colors because we have room for 3 basics here. So we go 15 lands, Chrome Mox, Oliphant, so that's 17. Plus we have Llanowar Elves and Delighted Halfling. So we're still playing 3 basics, which I think is still fine with the Vista. And the ones that we want are definitely Mountain, because we're heavy red. Forest, definitely. And then the other one, I believe, was Island, because we have a bunch of fetches, blue fetches, that can get basic Island, that we'd like, if possible. I think we have the Uro that we want to escape, so the second blue is nice. We don't need black. Even without a swamp, we have 7 black sources. And then without a plains, we have like 8 white sources. So that's how good our mana is. Let's give this a whirl. Okay, 1 land, not going to do it here, so let's mulligan. And this one I'm certainly keeping. Ooh, this Territorial Kavu is going to be gigantic. Let's keep. What do we bottom? The dragon, maybe? Yeah. I do like me a dragon, but we're kind of far from casting it. So Vista going to get us a mountain. And we're going to play a 4/4 Kavu on turn 2. And it can be a 3/3 next turn if we want. That's big. Yep. Sorry, that one's not going to kill the Kavu. So here, let's go get mountain. And ginormous Kavu. Next turn we can go Magda into Halfling. And then we have the creature land here too. Magda looking a little bit less good. I wonder if we bottom the Magda and top the Goldspan. Not sure. All I know is I was definitely keeping the Kavu around. This thing is gigantic for 2 mana. Oh. Well, this is interesting though, because they have a Pyrite Spellbomb. I kind of want both mana creatures in play, but if I do that, then I might not be able to play the dragon next turn, but what do I want to do with the Kavu here? I definitely want to rummage. Oh, that's really good. Oh, you got me. You got me good. I suppose it's the Magda. The halfling actually. Well, no. Actually, I'm not entirely sure. I wanted to get in for the extra point of damage, but Hull Breacher is definitely annoying. Don't play a draw 7. Let's just, if you can refrain from casting a draw 7 here, I would very much appreciate that. So they're playing a nice little blue-red, maybe tempo-ish deck, we'll see. So the thing is, by playing the Delighted Halfling, it gives us a better chance of playing the Goldspan Dragon next turn if we can find an untapped red source. Ooh, it's an Academy deck. Nice. Currency, yeah, okay. This is a fantastic Academy deck. They have 3 artifacts in play with Academy. Currency Converter. Emery, okay. With the Shorikai in the graveyard, they're probably going to look to use this Pyrite Spellbomb. They can't cast the Shorikai yet. I guess they can cast it next turn. This Fiery Confluence can be pretty savage. I really need an untapped red source, though. Untapped red source would be phenomenal. I would just Fiery Confluence, probably deal 2 damage to everything, and then maybe kill the converter. That is an oh, wait! Is that an untapped red source? Yeah, I think it is. I think it is. Okay, so here's the question. I mean, I feel like I need to deal 2 damage to everything. I feel like I want to kill Hull Breacher and Emery. Alternatively, it's like kill Treasure, Pyrite Spellbomb, and like, no, that doesn't seem good enough, because they can use the Treasure to kill this too. So yeah, let's just go ahead and do that. Let's Mountain Cycle the Oliphant. Ooh, I didn't even realize we can get Stomping Ground. I knew for sure we can get Blood Crypt. We have 2 black sources, so let's get the Stomping Ground. Play it. Yes. Play Confluence. 1 damage to each creature twice and kill an artifact. Let's kill the Currency Converter. This kills our Halfling too, but it does eliminate most of their resources, which is nice. And then we get to still attack for 5. I think I like my hand. So I'm just going to exile something out of their graveyard. I guess Currency Converter? They can't cast a Shorikai if they can somehow play that one from the graveyard. Untap land for Goldspan would be awesome. Hopefully this slowed them down enough. Oof. Okay, so they have a lot of mana here, folks. They just played a Soul Ring. Sacked the Treasure for white mana. What did they sack the Treasure for white mana? Teferi? No, 4th Year Lingus? Oh, it is Teferi. Teferi plus Tolarian Academy is awesome. Alright, so Teferi is on 1. Untap land. Let's go. We don't have that many. Yes! Alright, we drew Scalding Tarn. That was fantastic. And we have an island that we can go play here. Goldspan Dragon. Hopefully they don't have an answer. Attack Teferi. Come on. I mean, what are they going to do? Sack Spellbomb? What can they... Is there a card that kills Goldspan for 1 in a red? All right. Ooh, that was clutch. All right, that was clutch. We had some really nice land drop the Oliphant and then also the Scalding Tarn there for the Goldspan Dragon. Super nice. Okay, not too concerned about Rona. But now we have a Goldspan Dragon and access to lots of mana. Very happy I took this over Snuff Out, by the way. Let's just go ahead and kill this Rona. And play the Raging Ravine. Come on. Wish we had that strip mine for this Tolarian Academy. Oh, ooh, that is an Omnath. I mean, we can still just cast it here, right? Oh. Polluted Delta. Gain some life. Crack it. I want to cycle the Spara's Headquarters, probably. So, put this into play tapped. No. Generate the mana. That's sweet. Activate Raging Ravine. Boom. All right. That's how we do it. Okay, Fiery Confluence is incredible. They are a Tolarian Academy deck. I am definitely bringing in this Nature's Claim for the matchup. I am interested in some number of removal for Hull Breacher. I do need to be mindful of that when I do choose to attack with Territorial Kavu. We might be a little bit still heavy on removal. Like, they're an artifact-based deck, so they probably don't have a million creatures. I might even be able to cut one. At least one of the sorcery speed ones. I might cut Flame Slash. Because I like the instant speed removal to kill Hull Breacher at instant speed. But I think we don't need that much removal in this matchup. So let's just do that. And let's not go with the Concealing Curtains here. This is a weird hand, but hope maybe this Chrome Mox can go a long way. And also, Fiery Confluence is one of the best cards in this matchup. So that is also a thing here. Maybe we can play a turn two Fable or something. Right. End of turn Brainstorm. All right. So we can go Chrome Mox. We have a Goldspan Dragon, a Rampaging Raptor, and a Fiery Confluence. It's kind of awkward because I don't want to Chrome Mox away any of them. They all just seem like nice threats. I like Rampaging Raptor just as a way to... I mean, it's just a nice hasty creature, and it also is nice when they do something like Teferi. You just bash them. But it might be the card that we... It might be the card that we Chrome Mox away, honestly. Yeah, because we want a Fiery Confluence very soon. And do we play the Triome or the Ravine? The Triome gives us the second red source. Oh, excuse me, the Ravine gives us the second red source. All right. Yeah, we're probably Chrome. If we don't draw anything next turn, and we might need to cycle this Triome if we run out of gas, but what is this on upkeep? Is this a currency converter on upkeep? No. Why is... Oh, they brainstormed, of course. Yeah, okay. They probably, like... Maybe there's like a Tinker target and they put back into their deck. No, it's that's just good sequencing. Play another Talisman. Oh. Now the question is it worth it to... Is it worth it to Confluence away just these two? Or should we get greedy? This is just like a little bit awkward because I want to play Rampaging Raptor and attack, but I think there's just too much value in just slamming Endurance here and getting the Timeless Dragon. So we'll do that. And then I think we'll just do this on upkeep. So if they counter it, they can't... If they counter it, they can't get back. They can't cast the Timeless Dragon. So we were still able to put a threat in play, and hey, just even a 4/4 Eternalized Dragon is not the easiest thing to kill. They are into fairy range. And that is a Karn. Make a construct? Okay. Okay. Alright. I think this Fiery Confluence is now worth. Well, you know what's actually interesting about this, though? I can also just play Goldspan Dragon. Right? Like, the Raptor is not especially good here. But, like, what if I just go Goldspan Dragon, attack Karn? The other thing I can do is kill Construct Talisman Converter and attack Karn, which would eat the Rogue token. And then they can make another construct potentially. No, I like having a Goldspan in play. Let's do that. Yeah, let's get a Scrubland, Chromox, Raptor, play Goldspan Dragon, and attack Karn. This sets us up pretty well. We just have a Goldspan Dragon in play. These artifacts aren't the most threatening right now. So at any point we can use this Confluence to just 3-for-1 them. This would be a very odd attack. Okay. All right. So this is a little bit interesting. What are they doing here? Is this a Solitude, maybe? I mean, it feels like they're going to be targeting... Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. They got the Confluence. They got the Confluence. I'm gonna shuffle it. I'm gonna shuffle my deck. Although that's not so good with the Omnath that we have. Let's just go ahead and cycle. Okay, Fable is good. And we can still attack with Goldspan. I am curious. It might. This Scalding Tarn is interesting because it might be worth it to just sacrifice to fetch just because I want to draw Fiery Confluence again. Yeah, let's go for it. Let's just shuffle. Do I need black? No. Do I need green? Not really. All right, let's just minimize the damage we take. I guess we technically need blue, but we do have all this treasure. They blocked with Vendilion Click. I didn't even realize that they did that. Did they have a sweeper of some kind? So this kind of does like the whole, it thins out your deck just a little bit, and then also shuffles the Confluence back in. And then they didn't kill Goldspan Dragon, and they tapped my Endurance. Interesting. Okay, Colonnade. One of my favorite lands. Best land, maybe not. It is good, though. Time Twister. Okay. Not much I can do there. All right, we found a Duress off the top. Now, the thing is, we have a lot of mana available to us with this Goldspan Dragon in play. And they Time Twisted, and they only have 2 mana up. So, I am liking our spot here. And we have Fable the Mirrorbreaker going, too. They're probably going to kill the Goblin Shaman token here. With that Pyrite Spellbomb. Oh, they're trying to get aggressive. Okay, we'll take 6. We have an Oko we drew as well. So, again, a lot of action. There's a Sylvan, but we're at 12. Yes, I would like to use the Fable's ability. I don't think we need this Llanowar Elves. And we do have a Sylvan library, I guess. Okay, let's just pitch those 2. We have 2 basics, so the Vista's also kind of sketchy. Let's duress our opponent though. Oh, but they have currency converter. Does that change anything? Do we want to get even more aggressive here? We have... What happens when we flip this thing? It costs 12, it costs 11 mana, and I get to attack for 8 plus 5, 13, 14, 16, 20. But they can, of course, kill the Goblin Shaman here in response. I think I want to play the Vista. Let's go ahead and play Ulvenwald Oddity. If they Pyrite Spellbomb my Goblin Shaman token here, in response, I can flip the Oddity. And then that's lethal, right? This is 8, 11, plus 5 is 16. Yeah, that's exactly lethal. We get the island. Whew, can you imagine if we didn't have a land to get there? Green. Green. Transform. 5, 9, 12, 20. Exactly lethal. Yes. Round 2. Let's go. All right. Well, I'm going to... Look, let's... There was probably a better way to do this search, but it's okay. This gives us all 5 colors, which is why I did it that way. Oh, okay. Well, hey, look. They're probably taking the library, and then we just arrest them back. Everything's okay, and we have all of our colors. We do need double green for the oddity, but what you got? Come on! Ugh. Jeez. Just a full-on miss here. And then they're gonna just play flash here off the top or something. They're probably just gonna draw a card. Wait, it's not instant speed. I don't know why they're waiting. Yeah, there we go. Well, it is what it is. Too bad the oddity is not legendary. Because then the halfling would be able to cast it. So that's a Dark Slick Shores. We know that they have Swamp, Primus, Atali. They just played the Dread Knight, which we can Flame Slash. Doesn't feel good, though. I would love to just play a Forest. Fire Covenant doesn't do it. The thing is, I think I Flame Slash anyways. It doesn't feel good. But my only game plan here is, I know they get their Mosswood Dread Knight back, is to just slab GT onto my halfling. And this is the only way for me to do that. And have the halfling live. So they can play the Dread Knight as an adventure and draw another card, which doesn't feel good, obviously. But now our halfling can just continue getting in. But this type of unfair matchup is kind of what we don't want to play against in general. But our deck is capable of putting on a decent clock. Ooh, blue. That's scary. Yep, that's the flash. Yeah, we can't beat flash. They're just going to flash in Primus. Okay. Well, that was fast at least. That was fast at least. Probably want the curtains just to have another layer of interaction. The Dread Knight. Maybe I probably cut the Flame Slash here. And then just try to get an aggressive start, I guess. It's not an aggressive start, but I think I keep. So many tough choices with the lands. I don't need to play this turn 1 because I can just run it out turn 2 and it'll still be fine. I'll be able to still transform on turn 3, but I'm just going to get a black triome here. Get a blue, green, black. Oh, interesting. It's like, do I curtains them, or will they just flash me out of the tournament? I guess I'll just arrest them here. Okay, so I don't care too much about this Inquisition. They can't even cast it. I think it's just, yeah, it's an easy sneak attack here. Then we'll just play... I'm going to play the Ravine here, actually, because if I draw Fable, I want to be able to play it next turn. But let's take a look at their hand. This is their hand. They drew an Epicure, sure. So they might have some reanimation spells as well. Sweet little deck here. Plains is interesting. Discarded Inquisition because they can't cast it. Okay. Alright, and then we play the Curtains, play the Headquarters, and move on. Okay, they do have Flametongue Kavu. They have Flametongue Kavu, which I could take. Flametongue Kavu is quite good against us. So maybe I just do that. I don't care about any of the big cards. They can't cast Virtue. Wow, their mana. Yeah, let's take FTK. I know it gets them kind of closer to their combo pieces, but also it just I think them not having the FTK is pretty big. Like Virtue doesn't do anything here. They can draw a card off the Dryad or the Dread Knight. And then I'm gonna I shouldn't F6. I'm gonna go fetch a land with the Oliphant and then just bash with Goldspan Dragon. And just put on maximum pressure. Yeah, I mostly didn't want to get my Goldspan Dragon FTK. Actually, we have all of 4/4. FTK is really good against us. Now let's just get a mountain. We drew both of our black cards. And Goldspan, get it in. Boom. Okay. They have 5 mana. These are 4 of the cards that they have. No, it's not. There you go. Okay, we are okay with that. Fiery Confluence deals 6 damage to them. Okay, they did that just to gain life. That is a great sign. So we can play the Ulvenwald Oddity and get in. And then, since the dragon lives, we can just finish them off with the Confluence here. So yeah, they take what? They double block here, they take 7, 1 trample here, they take 8, go to 3, and then we just hit them with the Fireball. We just need to do that again. Goldspan's so good. I'm so happy we took the Goldspan Dragon. Channel my inner JED. Alright. Yeah, this is the deck. This is what we signed up for. We don't have a lot, but hopefully it's good enough. Oh, maybe I could have considered bringing in Nature's Claim for sneak attack, but I think oftentimes like they can just wait a turn on sneak attack, you know what I mean? So this will get us the blue-white green land. Oh my gosh. So the 2 cards on the left, we don't want them to hit. Alright. That's super unfortunate. They hit the Fable, which was like the only reasonable spell in our hand. Oh man, that is brutal. Alright, let's just keep thinning out our deck here, I guess. Although we're not that far away from playing Uro, I guess, but man, like even if they took Chromox, like having the Fable would still be okay. You know what I mean? Okay, that's action. Okay. Uro. Pay 2 life? No. All right. Oh, I'm so bad. Why did I get a scrubland? I needed to get an island. Oh no. That was so bad. That was tremendously bad. Just because this costs blue, blue, green, green. But it's okay. I mean, we'll make up for the mistake here. So we'll get an island here. And then we can Chrome Mox the Llanowar Elf and then just play that. I think that's still better than playing the Esika's Chariot. Blue, green, yeah. My bad, folks. My bad. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I can get the... Well... Right here. My heartstrings. Oh no! Mana drain, too strong. That's rough. Okay. Sneak attack, faithless looting. Oh, that's rough. Yes, it wouldn't have really mattered. The only difference is maybe we could have just played out Llanowar Elf too. No, maybe, I'm not sure. Well, if we draw an untapped land, we can play both of these threats. A Duress would be great. They just always draw this card. They should have a land by now. They just cast Faithless. Yeah, okay. So they have the Fiery Islet. That's a... Oh, God, it's such a... It's so awkward though because it's such a it's such a heavy mana commitment. I kind of just want to play Chariot. It just deals the most damage, and then I can just run this out. And the reason why I'm just running it out this turn here is because next turn I have 6 mana available, so by playing it now, next turn I can activate it and still play the Palantir. And because I played the Chariot, if they were going to combo off, they were going to combo off anyways. Okay, yeah, we're probably dead here, unfortunately. I mean, I guess I could have curtainsed. I just thought with all the cards that they've had in hand, they would probably have multiple ways to probably get us. Well, maybe they don't have a creature. Oh, maybe it's a defensive sneak attack? Sorcery, right? Alright, well... I don't know if this is correct. Yeah, the problem... I mean, I could have Terra Sundered this, I guess. I didn't know it was going to be this, though. And they're going to hit a bunch of creatures, and we're probably just going to have to Terra Sunder to sneak attack. What did they hit? So these... So they have those. Okay, so they have Damnation, Spellseeker, and Virtue of Persistence. Virtue seems like it's pretty good in this spot. I think I'm okay with Damnation. I'm not sure what the Spellseeker can get, but they already cast Mana Drain into him. Let's just take the Virtue. And then let's Terra Sunder the sneak attack. Let's attack with our menace creature. That's their hand, something like that. And we're going to try to rebuild with this Palantir, but it's not going to be easy. So they have Spellseeker here. I mean, I guess they could, if they have Animate Dead or something. No, Animate Dead wouldn't work. Reanimate or Life Death, maybe? No, I don't think you can get Life Death. Maybe Reanimate? Just Faithless Looting, okay. And at this point, we have to probably do something to fight through all of these tokens, so I think we just start attacking. They discarded a Tarn and a Godless Shrine. Okay. The Taiga's in play. Okay. Yep. Maybe we just don't attack, actually. And we just kind of lean on the Palantir. Because they have the Dread Knight in play, too. Alright. Palantir, you gotta do some work for us, friend. Put on the bottom, put on top. Okay, they take 3. Spellseeker. Okay. What do you have? What is the best remaining 2 or 1 mana spell you have in your deck? I think that was better than getting Virtued out. So, nice thing is the Uro continues to grow, or we get more cards in our graveyard if they keep binning things with the Palantir. But now they're at 9. It's pretty dangerous. Our curve is kind of low though, so they might not get super punished here. If I reveal Fire Ice, how much damage is that? Is that 4 or 2? So they're taking some time. I think that's a good sign, right? I think Mana Drain and him were probably their best. See, okay, well, that's not good. That's not good. They go down to 7? Oh, what if we draw Fiery Covenant? What if we draw Fiery Covenant? That would be something, wouldn't it? That's just game, isn't it? 7, 8, 9, 10. Fiery Covenant off the top. Oko. Going loco for Oko. Well, let's play it out. Let's just turn the Chromox into a 3/3. Could have turned the Dread Knight, I guess, also into 3/3, but let's just relax and all right, they're giving us cards now, which is good. All right, I feel like we're going to get comboed out here. Italy, okay. So what did they hit? Inquisition, maybe? No, they hit Magda for us and Inquisition. Okay. Hey, that's not... Like, we can beat that. They have Damnation in hand. They still have Flash in their deck, and they have Flash in their deck. Okay. We can still draw Fiery Covenant. That was not Fiery Covenant. All right, let's, I think we need to shrink the Italy down here. So let's go ahead and do that. And I'm going to play a land here, and I'm going to just continue running threats out. I know they have Damnation, but they played 2 creatures that turn, so. And again, I don't think we have a great attack. So we'll just pass and dig for the Fiery Covenant here. Put this on the bottom, put this on the top. Okay. Now, getting extra cards in our graveyard is nice because we have the Uro. So that's also something to consider. But given that that's what they tutored for, it could be worse, is all I'm going to say. Right? If they just cast Italy... Oh, man. Okay, so we now have to fight through Flash, Woodfall Primus, Ashen Rider. Okay, so they get to kill 2 things. The Ashen Rider is not as bad as Woodfall Primus, I don't think. Well, I guess they get to kill 2 creatures. I mean, it's very good regardless. Let's be real here. And so they have Damnation and some cards. We're fighting the good fight, but whew. They're probably going to try to kill our Oko. I don't know. Not much we can do here about that. We used all 4 of our fetch lands, so Omnath can't generate us mana. Too bad this exiles. Yeah, Oko and that makes a lot of sense. Do I activate the Chariot? Would they Wrath away a Chariot, a 3/4, a 2/2/2s, and a 3/3 versus what they have? I don't think so. And if they do, I think I'm okay with that. I just want to make sure I have enough blockers in case they decide to shift gears and go a little more aggro. Okay. Okay. Fiery Covenant. That's got to be good enough, right? Is this an artifact? Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on just a second here, folks. 1 damage to everything. Kill artifact. And 2 damage to them. I mean, I gotta play this card, right? Oh, do I not? I don't have the second red source. What? After all of that, I can't actually cast it? That's actually kind of unreal. Oh my gosh. Oh, because I lost my Jetmir's Garden. Wow. That gets us a red source, I guess. Do I have a red source to get? It's been so long. I do. Oh, I should have just gotten Mountain. Anyways. So we're gonna have to wait a turn here, folks. I don't want that. I'll take this though. We need to just avoid dying. I hope that 2 damage didn't cost us. I played it untapped in case I drew Fiery Covenant. Okay, they just took damage. Oh, they're casting Woodfall Primus. Sure. Okay. Okay. Yep. Good play. What are they killing? Palantir? I don't even know. This is a game, folks. This is a game. If we can find another red source here, we can just kill them with Confluence plus Chain Lightning. I think we're still going to have enough. I mean, Palantir is the only target, right? It'd be pretty wild if they went after red source, because that would have been very good. Alright, so we go 1 damage to everything, 3 creatures dies, Itali dies, and then we just beat down for a bunch. Okay, so cast 1 damage to each creature, destroy target artifact, and 2 damage to each opponent. Wait, they're at 5! What am I saying? I didn't know that they went down to 5. Wow, all that thinking? Come on! Come on! Let's go, 6 damage! 6 damage! Yes! Oh, what a crazy match. They got to do everything. They cast all their big things and we still were able to fight through it. That was a nice one. Okay. Round 3. Let's take a quick breather after that one. We got one more. We got one more to go. What a match that was. Just didn't even think about my red sources. Okay, so this is not bad. We got Chain Lightning. We can cast everything. We drew all... Whenever you draw 2 of your tri-lands, like, you can basically cast everything. I'll play the Ravine. It's like I'm going to play a tap land here anyways, and by playing the Ravine, and if I draw 2 more lands in a row, maybe I want to cycle the Spara's Headquarters. All right, Spellseeker, they're blue-black. That's the most dangerous color combination. Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, Hymn to Torok, Reanimate, Mind Twist. Blah. Okay. All right. So they can Mind Twist us for 3. That would be pretty good. But we have 3 4-drops in our hand that we wouldn't mind casting next turn. So Mind Twist for 3 would be quite good. Wow, the Oko is not being attacked. I have just no way to stop Oko. Excuse me, Mind Twist. I guess I can draw Duress. Bone Shards on Mirror Battlesphere. So they're playing... Oh, hello! And they have 2 blue mana up. I think I just Duress them. Alright, here we go. Oh, geez, their hand... They have the Shinobi too? Okay, so because they have the Shinobi, I have to kill the Spellseeker with the Chain Lightning here. Through the Breach, Necromancy. Vampiric Tutor. Okay, so they have Necromancy for Mirror Battlesphere, which I don't think I can beat too easily. So if they Mind Twist me for 2, that's, I mean, it's a thing. But let's go ahead and take the Necromancy here. It's sad because like Mind Twist still gets us. But if they don't draw a land, it's like a Mind Twist for 2. Oh no. Really? Okay. Well, okay, so here's a question. Did they Shinobi or Mind Twist me for 4? No, this is a Mind Twist for 4. Oh my gosh. That's brutal. Yep. Yep. Alright. Creature land all the way. Temple Garden. I don't need Scrubland. Do I need all the green sources? Maybe. For Uro? We need another blue though. But we are all in on Raging Ravine here. Mind Twist down. This is their hand. What? Dark Ritual was a nice one. Oh my gosh, Ancient Tomb? To play the Fallen Shinobi? Jeez. That's wild, opponent. You are a wild, wild opponent. I can't even play anything. Goodness. Oh my gosh, this is so dirty. I guess Ancient Tomb would have been better than Dark Ritual as a draw before. Now I'm on the block with Raging Ravine. Oh my god, Ancient Tomb. Goodness. They have a good deck. Wow, did they find a removal spell? Like, this attack doesn't make sense otherwise, right? Or maybe they have a reanimation spell? I don't know. Oh, well, they can vamp for something, so whatever happens, this is going to be super rough unless we find Endurance. No, they have Through the Breach? Oh, they can't cast Through the Breach. I see. Our opponent. Okay. I mean, look, it happens. Not much we can do. Oof. All right. I guess when I'm playing my lands, I do need to be mindful that I have Uro. So if I know that I have all my color sources, I should just make sure I can kind of play accordingly. Around the fact that if I get a Blood Crypt, I can't play the Uro. The hard part is being able to find a way to get 2 blue sources. So we are taking a lot. This by itself is just a 2-turn clock, isn't it? Fire Covenant? That doesn't even... Yeah. Oh well. What does this do? Get them down to 3? We chump, and then we take 4. All right, they got us. Okay. Okay. We have run into a formidable opponent, I'm just going to say. That's all I'm going to say. So they are playing some kind of Reanimator deck with Spellseeker and the Shinobi as well. When they play the Shinobi, it makes me kind of want to keep some of this removal in. But maybe, again, it's like a take flame / out type matchup. Concealing Curtains, hope for the best. Endurance is a big draw in this matchup. Can't keep this. We'll keep it, but we're not happy about it. Okay, put this back. All right, Sylvan Library. Do some work here for us. Oh, don't use a hand disruption spell here. Like this is all I have. This is the last of my, okay, this is Dismember. Oh, it's a Bone Shard. Okay. Well, this might be a turn 1 kill your creature into turn 2 life death situation. Oh, not yet. Not yet. We're good. Yes. Put this on top. I'll keep this. Oh, I can put the GT on top? Sure. And we'll do this. Get a blue. I definitely want an untapped source. Maybe a red black or a red green. I don't need another black. All right. They're probably going to let us draw, so we're just going to put something big in the yard here, hopefully. Oh, that's both good? I wonder if Terra Sunder is worth keeping. They'll take 3 from the Fable here. Or do I just let them mill the Terra Sunder? Because I can still Fiery Covenant the Atali. Yeah, we'll just do this. Oh, we have a library too. You know, maybe we should have done it the other way. But I think they're just going to take 2 here. Yeah. I do want to play Fable. Oh, but if they play this, then they get the Fable, don't they? Right. Oh, sure. Okay. Mind Twist, so coast is clear now, opponent. Oh, that's really interesting. That is really interesting. I think I just passed now. We'll bottom so they can take damage. They took no damage. Our opponent is running hotter than the sun. bottom, land, top. And then we need mana, but there's only so much we can do. Is this okay? It's got Menace, right? Okay. Menace? Yeah. Alright, so we can't go too crazy with the Sylvan. And at this point, we're just gonna run the Endurance out. We need to put some pressure on their life total. And find some action with the Sylvan here. Okay, let's just draw the Zagoth triome, I guess. Put on top, put on top. Oh, I guess we're going to bottom them both, actually. But let's just go ahead and play Fable. Yeah, we're just going to bottom both of those lands. Just take the damn. You're just gonna mill 3 lands again. I milled 3 cards. Oh my gosh! All right, so they took 6 that time. Oh, okay. Nice. Okay. I wonder if they have a lightning bolt. Yeah. This feels like a lightning bolt. No? Okay. No, we'll go to 3. I mean, they have to let us draw now, so that's good. Ooh, chain lightning, 3, 4, 5, okay. 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 Put on top. Put on top. Oh, wait. Could I have done it a different way? Yeah, I could have. I sequenced that poorly. Oh well. Yeah, I sequenced that. I messed that up. I should have yeah, I messed that up. Oh well. Okay, so we're at 3. We are at 3 life. We can... Oh my gosh. Okay. So we can kill the Rona. We can attack with the Shaman. Make a treasure. Then we can play Magda. And then we just cross our fingers. Maybe we can find an instant speed, like an ice or something. Yeah, maybe I need an ice to tap down to Ulvenwald Oddity. All right. I mean, if they kill the Endurance, it's over. Hopefully they just don't have that much interaction. We don't have the red source here for the Rampaging Raptor. I mean, we're clearly double blocking here. Okay. So we're at 3, they're at 7. We have a Magda and a Goblin token. We have a Palantir going with a Sylvan. That error in sequencing might cost me, though. Okay, that's a Fallen Shinobi, and they're at 7. This is an extremely close game here, folks. All right, Sylvan, find us something great. They're at 7. They're at 7, so we attack with both, make treasure, and then cast Fiery Confluence. And that's enough, right? Put on top. Put on top. We don't have the red for the Raptor. We could have also done that, but that's not enough to kill them. Now, if they have a cheap removal spell or something, but I think this will do it. Fiery Confluence? For 6? Oh my goodness! These are some exciting games. These are some exciting games. Okay, do I want Nature's Claim for Necromancy? I think so. We have such little interaction against what they're trying to do. It's probably worth it to play. And then, do we care more about Jite or Fire Ice? I think Fire Ice might be able to go. Chain Lightning seems just like a more efficient just spell to play. Alright. Although this can tap down something large if they ever get it in play, like an Atali. But if they play an Atali, if they get an Atali in play, I guess we're in a lot of trouble. But I think Nature's Claim to have that as a way to deal with Necromancy is not bad. And maybe they also have Animate Dead. Yep, this one's rough. We got a mulligan. Oh, man. This is a one. I'm going to keep this one lander. This hand has a lot of what we want. We have 2 drops. We have Endurance for the reanimation part. So if we can get a land, we found a land. Great. Okay, that's wonderful. Because we have a Magda and a Territorial Kavu here too. So I want to get a blue, green, black source. And we have one of those. So the question is Territorial Kavu or Magda? You know, they have Spellseeker in their deck. So I think because of that, I just want to play the bigger thing. And this does let us find. This also doesn't get like cut down. I don't know if cut down's even in the cube, but this also digs us into trying to find an actual land. Oh, and they played the Spellseeker. Okay. So we're going to definitely rummage here and try to find a land so that we can play Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Mind Twist, yeah. That's not good. Okay. Let's attack. What do we discard? They have Mind Twist. Is it Fiery Confluence? I feel like the other cards might have some potential. So I know this won us the game last time, but oh, gosh, that's rough. I kept the Magda just because I want to be able to have a play this turn. Then we just go Magda. And no land, sadly. So they can Mind Twist us for 3 here, potentially. Okay, Mind Twist for 4. We get to keep a card. All right. Well, we don't have a lot of resources. Let's see what we keep. Okay, Oko is good. Untap land here would be great. Untapped scrubland? No. Untap something to cast the Oko with. Alright. So we can still play the Oko this turn. The question is whether or not I discard the Jite, and I think the answer is yes, because I just want to hit lands. Oh well. Okay. Red, green, blue. Oko. All right. We can definitely discard Uro, but we're really far away from escaping it because we have the mountain in play. But we are doing everything we can on 2 lands. Maybe they go low enough with this Ancient Tomb. Maybe they don't have enough interaction. Maybe the Oko gets there. I don't know. Yeah, ideally... Well, no. What do we want here? Nature's Claim. Well, they don't even have anything in their graveyard just yet. We are threatening an attack for 9 here. Oh, they can reanimate something in our graveyard, right? Necromancy? Yeah, yep. The Ulvenwald Oddity, probably? Oh, what interesting. I see. They're going to get Bone Shards to kill Oko. Most likely. I thought they were going to get just like the Oddity or something. But having a 4/4 in play seems pretty good. But it looks like their priority is to keep Oko off the battlefield. Which also makes sense. And also is a discard outlet to whatever big thing that they might have. So, discard through, yep, okay. And it stops my Magda, which is kind of annoying. So that's Forest. That is Forest. I mean, we just play this, right? Okay, we can put that into play, and that gets us very close to escaping it. Would I like to pay 2 life? No. Actually, if I just attack with the Magda and get a treasure, let's just do that. Let's exile, I don't know, Bone Shards, I guess. Yeah. But the most important thing, because they're going to block the Magda here, I'm just kind of giving it to them. Oh, they want to minimize the damage. They must have a sweeper. I guess the only downside of attacking with both is if they shinobi me. But now I can escape the Uro. Sack the treasure for blue. What? Target opponent reveals their hand. You may choose an artifact or creature card from it. Okay. You exile it, right? Exile the Did they target themselves? Target me? Are they delving? Massacre Girl. Okay, so that kills Magda. Okay. Okay. That's not too bad. All right. You know what's great about this? We can play Uro. Wait. Yeah, we can go blue. Blue. Oh, do we not have Uro? Excuse me. Oh, that exiled the Uro. Excuse me. My bad. My bad. Totally my bad. Yeah. All right. This was a great draw, though. I was like, why are they casting this card? Okay, so this is close. It's a good game here, but I'm not going to attack. I have a chance of drawing just a white land, and then I can attack through the Massacre Girl. And I have a Sylvan Library in play, which is pretty nice. So we're just kind of in top deck mode. We have a lot of hasty creatures. We do have this treasure token. I think I sacked this food. I lost my Oko. And we have a Sylvan Library in play. Oh, this Sylvan Library is going to be busted. Yeah. Pay for life, pay for life. I can't... Oh, I can get a Jetmir's Garden. Oh, but that doesn't help me. Oh, this is kind of awkward. Hold on. So I can get a Jetmir's Garden, but that prevents me from casting Goldspan Dragon, right? And I think I'm just more interested in playing Goldspan Dragon here. Because I attack and then I get a treasure, but I can't put the land into play. So let's just get in for 4 in the air. Yeah. All right, here we go. Because next turn we can get the white land and play it and attack. Or just play Oliphant, to be honest. We're kind of in top deck mode, so any creature that we can find is good. So close. This is really close. If they play a Wrath, I mean, the Sylvan Library is going to do some work here. But obviously, if they ever go over the top and just play something gigantic, we might have some trouble. But they're down to 4. We pitch the Confluence. Chain Lightning might still be in our deck. Exhume. Hold on. What can they exhume? Spellseeker? I can put Oliphant into play, but I think I'll just... Alright, let me think here. I'm assuming I just put Wolvenwald Oddity into play. Or maybe it's just Endurance. No, this they're at 4. What can they get here? Time Walk? Vampiric Tutor? Vampiric Tutor is nice, if they can find a way to get me that way. Nice! That was satisfying. Wow, we had so many close games in this match. But that's kind of, or in this draft, but that's kind of what happens when you draft kind of a more fair deck, dare I say. And here you have it. I mean, we drafted 12 lands. We drafted 12 lands, so we had almost no sideboard, but that allowed us to just play great cards in all the different colors. And I mean, this was about as fair of a deck as you can construct, right? I mean, we didn't have any power. We didn't have... I mean, we had like Oko? Was it Oko and Fable, which were decent cards, but we just kind of just took what we saw. We had a decent curve. We had good interaction. And we were able to just power through and defeat a pretty solid reanimator deck there at the end. So really happy with how this plays out. And again, this is kind of just what I want to push on. I think a lot of people think that Vintage Cube is all about the broken stuff. But you can certainly find a lot of success, still just draft a good curve, draft good interaction, and your threats will almost certainly be good because you're drafting Cube. And this is kind of what we were able to do here. We just had incredible mana, and we had just really, really powerful cards that were really, really key in certain moments. And Goldspan Dragon, by the way, love this card. But here we go. We went 3-0 with our kind of 5-color jank deck. This looks a lot very similar to our Time Walk deck from yesterday, minus the Time Walk and the broken stuff. But still able to get it done. So 3-0, really happy with this 5-color deck that we drafted. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to hit the like and subscribe button for more videos just like this. I'll catch you tomorrow.